Hi there, my name is Bianca. I'm from CrossFit Proficient. Thank you so much for joining me tonight in our nutrition talk. And it's all about food, mood, and stress management. Now you may be wondering, does food really affect your mood? 100% yes it does. At CrossFit Proficient, we believe something as fundamental as nutrition should not be complicated, which is why we focus on a simple, habit-based approach to help you reach your goals one step at a time. Today is all about food, mood, and stress, and really about how all these things work together to affect your health. You may be wondering, outside of feeling hangry, how does the food we eat affect your mood? Well, studies have shown that diets high in fruit and vegetables, modest in lean protein, and avoid many processed sugars and foods is associated with 25 to 35% lower risk of depression when compared to a typical westernized standard diet. Now, the westernized diet is also known as the standard American diet. Is typically high in processed food, red meats, sugar, fat, often highlights prepackaged and the convenient foods. Now, after the holidays, do you find yourself always feeling those post-holiday blues? After some research, I have found that you are not alone in these feelings. While part of that low mood and energy may be from the hustle and bustle the season brings, we need to consider how the foods associated with the holidays that lead to overconsumption may play a role in that. In a study published in a psychology and cognitive neuroscience focused journal, researchers found that in as little as 1 week, eating a Western diet can significantly alter brain function, with the participants of the study doing worse on learning and memory tests. Further, the Western diet was tied to overeating and increased cravings of sugary treats after consuming a regular meal. How many of us can relate to thinking about reaching for something sweet right after finishing a meal? Additionally, this study found that these participants had experienced an impact in the hippocampus due to their diet, which is responsible for things like emotions, learning, and motivation. Wow. It's no wonder when we start to get in the habit of not making the best food choices, it is hard to start making the right choices of our own. So why and how is this happening? Serotonin may be a familiar term when you think of our mood. Serotonin is also known as the happiness hormone. But did you know that this hormone impacts our entire body, affecting things like sleep, eating, feeling, or moods and digestion? Now that we know our food is truly playing a role in our mood, here is what you can start doing to find not only your healthiest version of yourself, but also the happiest version of yourself. Along with highly processed foods affecting our serotonin response, let's take a moment to specifically talk about sugar in the body. Our brain requires glucose or sugar for energy. In fact, this organ in our body is the most energy demanding organ and uses nearly half of the sugar we consume. But just like anything, too much of something becomes a problem. Have you ever had a sweet treat and within the next hour or so, a mental fog or even decreased happiness leading to cravings? You aren't going crazy. That is the actual effects excess sugar has on our bodies. When we consume high amounts of sugar, our blood sugar surges up, which is followed by a crash. Research has found a relationship between this high and this crash of our blood sugar and mood disorders such as depression, anxiety, as well as learning and memory functions. How is sugar causing this? Sugar suppresses an important hormone called BDNF. This particular hormone has been found in lower levels in individuals with depression and other mental disorders such as schizophrenia. We also know that sugar promotes the inflammatory response in our body, and when consumed in a high amount consistently, it can become chronic inflammation which impacts our immune system and brain. This may also lead to the connection between sugar consumption and depression. Further, we know that the inflammation response after consuming a diet high in sugar may also worsen anxiety symptoms by impairing the body's natural ability to cope with stress. Sugar has been known to cause blurred vision, difficulty thinking, and fatigue due to the crash, which is similar to what a panic attack may feel like for some individuals. While sugar itself does not cause anxiety, research has established a correlation between sugar consumption and anxiety. Or, in other words, diets high in sugar may exacerbate actual stress as well as feelings of increased stress. Lastly, studies have shown the effects of sugar on memory. High amounts of sugar in the body can cause insulin resistance, which damages the communication between brain cells that are fueled by sugar needed for learning and memory in our day. While sugar hides almost everywhere, here are 2 easy areas you can start to identify and swap out excess sugars in your day. Balanced snacks to be treated like a meal. Do they have a good source of protein, carbs, and fats? Take a look at a few of these options and commit to trying one of these this week. For an example, one of my favorite balanced snacks is rice cakes with avocado and turkey. Give that a go. Another area sugar sneaks into our day is through beverages. Rather than reaching for the soft drinks, lattes, or juices, aim to drink more water. If you struggle to drink water, try adding some of these amazing combos for a refreshing experience. Now, the first one is watermelon, cucumber, and mint, lemon or lime, oranges, or any fresh berries and herbs that would be appealing to you. So far we have talked about how food is affecting your mood, But let's shift gears to talk about something that too often goes unnoticed during our health and wellness journey: stress management. We live in a world that is constantly throws stress at us, but have you taken the time to consider how it affects your health? We know that increased stress leads to increased cortisol in the body. These higher levels of cortisol leads to increased blood sugar and inflammation, suppressed immune system, and decreased nutrient metabolism. Studies also show that increased levels of stress may also cause weight gain and water retention. High blood pressure, fatigue, change in mood, causing irritability and insulin resistance, which we briefly talked about earlier. It is clear that while stress often flies under the radar in our journey, we need to take control of this if we want to increase our overall health and mood. While stress isn't as simple to navigate around like sugary beverages, we can work on proper stress management techniques. Practicing mindfulness when presented with stresses gives us alternative ways to process and handle what is happening. Whenever you are feeling stress, practice stop. To become more mindful, stop stands for slowing down, taking a breath, observing what you are feeling in your body, such as what you are thinking, what other possibilities exist, and lastly, proceed considering multiple possibilities. Taking the time during stressful moments to stop and become more mindful will help you to navigate your mindset. Here are 5 other tips for managing your stress that may work for you. Exercise, start a daily journal, meditation or yoga, talking to your support system, and practicing mindfulness. If you have ever felt like you are in a slump or navigating excess amounts of stress, now is the time to take control of your health and work with a professional to help you find the best balanced foods and mindfulness techniques to help you reach your short and long-term goals. Be sure to schedule a free, no intro chat with one of our nutrition coaches and talk about a habit-based approach that focuses on on creating an individualized plan just for you. Now, I want to thank you all for joining me tonight on learning about how food, stress, and moods are intertwined. So if you have any questions, please send me a message and I'll be happy to discuss it with you and answer any other questions that you guys have. Enjoy your night.